Hello, class. We are currently covering West Africa. We are going to be going over Africa's climate zones, resources, and populated areas in an infographic. In this infographic, you're going to be able to see all the things about the geography and how its climate zones affect where people live and the resources that are used for trade. Now, Africa's climate zones and resources in populated areas is what led to the development of these cities and later the empires of West Africa, which we will be learning about later. Right now, we're focusing on these rivers, the main river, the Niger River, and the relationship of vegetation zones and climate zones such as the forest, savanna, and desert, which provided resources such as minerals as gold, salt, and other trade resources such as the slave trade, and these things led to the growth of these empires. What I need you to do is to focus on listening to the information, taking notes on specific details that you would like to respond or talk about and discuss with the class later. Maybe post a comment or a summary summarizing in a single sentence what you've learned, or maybe something interesting you didn't know, or maybe a question. If you'd like to view other people's comments and agree or disagree, please do so politely. And lastly, make sure you have all your notes and you are ready to discuss the next day. So first off, let's get started with the different kinds of weather, climate zones, and vegetation areas in Africa. Based on these pictures, there's several different areas. Here is a map. It shows you the different areas sectioned off within Africa. Let's get a bigger picture. Here we go. This one here. All the different areas and vegetation zones in Africa and what it looks like. As you can see, the dark green areas are where there's more water. And then as it lightly gets lighter over here, less water, and then really hot regions of mainly desert. Can you guess what this area is right here? That's right, it's Arabia. It's Arabian Peninsula. And if that area is hot like we know it, guess what? This area is too. And this is the Sahara Desert. Then we go down to here and there's some desert area down below. But mainly in the middle is where it rains a lot. It's foresty. And outside those regions is where mostly all the people and the animals live. Okay? Because that's what we consider semi-arid savanna region. Okay? Now let's go to this map here. It's already labeled for you. You have your desert, savanna, rainforest, savanna again, and then the desert. For these different areas, we have a brief description of the different climate zones. Of course, this forest is a little bit different than our forest because their forest is a rainforest. So it's full of lots of heavy, deep vegetation, that tropical look, very, very dense, hard to live in those areas. It's also very hot and humid. There is some of the areas that we know from National Geographic where it's full of the animals with like the elephants and the zebras, and we also have, the lions, the things we like to watch on TV and learn about. That's the savanna region. It's the Serengeti, and we usually like watching National Geographic videos on that. And lastly, we have our desert with our very, very hot sand dunes. Might be able to find an oasis here and there and people living around it, but it's not very populated. In fact, it's almost completely void of population. Now that we've covered our climate zones, we're going to come back and we're going to do a second video that goes over the different areas that people live. Okay, so on the second video, stop your notes, get ready, and then you'll be there. Okay?